People often ask victims of abusive relationships the same frustrating question: why do you go back if it's so bad? The truth is, people who stay are not weak, gluttons for punishment, or codependent. They are caught in a psychological riptide. Psychologists have a specific term for this intense, confusing pull. It is known as a trauma bond. This occurs when a person feels an inexplicable, deeply entrenched attachment to someone who repeatedly harms them, a bond born out of a desperate, subconscious need to survive the relationship itself. The victim is trapped in a cycle of biochemical and psychological addiction. Grasping how this biological machinery works is the crucial first step to removing the deep shame of staying and finding the path to escape. The trap begins with love bombing. Narcissists often target partners they deem special and unique, using grand, sweeping gestures to associate themselves with those desirable qualities. This diagram shows what is happening inside your head during this phase. Your brain fills with a potent cocktail of neurochemicals, specifically dopamine, oxytocin, and vasopressin. These are the body's natural rewards for connection, engineering a profound sense of safety and euphoria. This extreme early high establishes a powerful biological baseline. It creates an emotional peak you'll spend the entire relationship desperately trying to recreate. Then the mask drops. The intense affection vanishes, replaced by cruelty, betrayal, or a sudden sense of danger. Your body goes into immediate shock. The flow of those feel-good chemicals is violently shut off, and your brain is suddenly flooded with cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. To cope with this terror, your brain triggers a psychological defense mechanism called cognitive dissonance. It alters your perception of reality, rationalizing toxic behavior so you survive the overwhelming stress. This historical photograph shows hostages inside the Norm Malmstorg bank vault in 1973, giving us the term Stockholm Syndrome. In a trauma bond, a captive similarly bonds with their source of terror to ensure survival, often regressing into infantile dependency. This intense dissonance completely overrides your logic center. Tragically, it transforms the person abusing you into both the source of terrifying danger and the only perceived source of comfort. The final mechanism locks into place when the abuser unpredictably returns to showing crumbs of kindness. They slowly erode your self-confidence, so you begin to see their approval as the absolute only prize worth winning. This chart illustrates the stark difference in your brain chemistry. While healthy love is a steady wave, the toxic dynamic is erratic. That sudden return of affection delivers a massive, relieving hit of dopamine that shuts off the cortisol flood. Psychologists define this specific cycle of abuse, followed by random, unpredictable rewards, as intermittent reinforcement. Counterintuitively, this hot and cold cycle creates a far stronger biochemical addiction than consistent, healthy affection. The trauma bond is now locked in. You are biologically addicted, forced to work harder and harder for the fleeting fix of the abuser's approval. If you find yourself unable to walk away, understand that your struggle is a normal response to trauma. The sunk cost fallacy of years invested, combined with practical fears regarding finances or housing, can make staying feel like a requirement for survival. Recovery begins by dismantling the narcissist's false desirability, an illusion they built by devaluing you until you felt below them. Remember, they targeted you for the very qualities they lack: your empathy, your strength, and your resilience. To break the addiction, experts recommend absolute zero contact. This cold turkey approach is the only way to allow your brain the space it needs to reset. Much like overcoming any drug addiction, breaking a trauma bond will cause painful physical and emotional withdrawal symptoms as your body cries out for its dopamine fix. During this withdrawal phase, you can soothe your hyperactive amygdala using regulating self-care tactics. Practices like music therapy or sound baths induce physical relaxation and help stabilize your nervous system. By surviving the temporary pain of withdrawal, your brain will eventually recalibrate to a baseline of peace. Even the strongest trauma bond can be permanently broken. You do not have to fight this battle alone. For actionable steps on navigating your recovery, check out the workbook linked in the description below.
And please like, share, and subscribe to help others find their way out.